Johnny Vaughan.
Right, let's hit it.
Radio X.
This week on the Johnny Vaughan 4 till 7 Thing podcast, we got Random Graffiti, Gav's Lost Hero, the Radio X food chain, and
Never Not Funny.
oh, what a new strand that was.
That went on fire.
I thought you were going to say tits up.
Oh no!
You just paused like that. That went tits up.
It was.
Gav.
We had loads of responses.
We did have loads of responses. It was excellent. And I always like Martin's hot tap, but that might not be in here.
X. Radio X.
Okay, I've got bad news for you.
Go on.
I'm afraid Charlie, an African grey parrot, has been found dead in the pub.
Oh.
No, Finn. That's Happy Days. I wanted the Pink Panther theme next door. I can't say that a parrot's died and play Happy Days. It's just bloody odd. I can't believe that. Look, it's blatantly next door. Much good job he didn't go the other way. That was the Milk Tray Man. I don't imply he did it. The Milk Tray Man comes and rings parrots' necks in the night. Okay, here's the deal. Are you ready, guys? Yes, I think that's more appropriate than Happy Days, don't you, Vin? In fact, you had the choice between... You were unlucky. If you'd have gone left on the soundboard, you could have got Crime Watch and styled it out. God, man, look at that. It's like darts. An eighth of an inch separates victory and defeat.
Yeah, the last time we played the Crime Watch theme, Little Side danced.
Yeah, he did, actually.
Yeah.
Do you know it was the first dance at his wedding? That's a plucky move, isn't it? What do we have as our first dance? Do you know what I've always loved? And you think this is weird, love? Theme tune from Crime Watch. That'd be really odd.
So romantic.
Really good. What else could you have? I won't do any more because I've got to get into this story. Charlie the parrot sparked a whodunit after being found dead. It's an African grey parrot, which are always the ones that make the headlines. Anytime you find out a parrot's done something offensive,
yeah.
I'm not saying they're the bad boy of parrots.
Okay.
But they're the bad boy.
The grey parrot.
Yeah, the African grey's a bad parrot.
Okay.
That's a badass parrot. They're always in trouble. They're known for it.
So what was the whodunit?
Well, no, it was clutching a pork scratching.
The parrot was?
Yes.
One singular pork scratching.
Are they called talons? Are they talons?
Claws?
Yeah, I don't know, claws? What do they have? Ashley Carroll?
I've got no idea.
Thanks. No, it's good. It's nice to have you back, Ash. No, it's that kind of factual backup we need on the show. Thanks. You're a trooper. She's here all week.
I think it's called its hands.
Its hands. Okay, right there in his hands. That's really cockney. And I've seen this African grey lying there, right? And in his hands, whatever, a knife. Anyway, they don't know how the parrot died. What I suspect is it's definitely not the pork scratching. I think a local did something, gave it a drink or a nut or something it shouldn't have had and thought, oh God, what do I do? Yeah. When it starts to get a bit rigor mortis, Dave, just shove a pork scratching in its
That'll explain everything.
They'll just say you choked on a pork scratching. Just shove it in now. Because I see behind, it's quite weird, there's a picture in the sun here, and in behind, it's a Mr. Porky scratching, allegedly. We've actually showed the packet.
With the weirdest game of Cluedo ever.
What's weird is it's you've got the picture of the parrot, yeah, and they've shown it in the snug, and there's the pork scratchings, and there's a woman there. It's sort of making me thinking. I reckon it was Pat in the snug with the pork scratchings. It's like a sort of weird Cluedo
with modern Cluedo.
Dave in the Kazi with some bleach.
Yeah. I was thinking it might be Len.
Yes.
By the fruit machine.
Yes.
With the racing post.
Nice. A bad way to kill her. But how would you take down an African grey at a pub? No, it's the accidental death here, and you're covering it up afterwards.
Yes.
Now, we think the people who have fed it like brandy.
Yeah.
Or some spirits or whatever.
Or a peanut.
God, I was wondering how you're going to go then. It's a really dangerous first syllable.
Maybe they were teaching the parrot to catch peanuts.
Yes.
Once they threw them in the air.
Would you stop with the peanuts? It's just each time I just think oh man, especially if you order it on all Nippon Air from a Japanese air stewardess. Believe me, it's the joke that keeps giving. When they say to you more peanuts, man alive, you can see. Anyway, yeah, just some peanuts, please. Anyway, okay. What was yours again? Len
by the fruit machine with a racing post.
Okay, I reckon it was Daryl and Wayne by the pool table with the cue. It was flying around, really annoyed them. He'd lost the game. And then the parrot started going, sign off! Or, loser! He just went,
and Wayne lost his rag.
Whack! Oh, God. No, you shouldn't have taken out a parrot.
Quick, get the pork
Quick, get the pork. What should we do? She's going, and Pat's coming. What should we do? Shove a pork scratching in his hand. Yeah, right.
Johnny Vaughan. Radio X.
Radio X.
Random graffiti.
Random graffiti.
Random graffiti. Random graffiti. Why don't you send it in to us?
You went all go compare there.
I did, yes. Oh, man, it annoys me.
Yeah,
In a lovely way.
I've never heard more than one split second of that song.
Haven't you? Okay. Well, steady the advertise with us.
Yeah.
So you probably do. Okay, let's have a little look at what's been sent in. 83936. Okay, here we go. Halfway down Retreat Lane. Can I just say, coming up in Random Graffiti, Gav, and he will get the privilege of reading it out, has something that's in the league of icy bread people.
And I came through the window.
No, Gav, I came through that window.
Yeah, I said that.
I came through that window. Big Steve thinks Quidditch is real. Bazza does the wild thing. And of course, the Genesis word, lager.
Yes. Happy days.
Happy days, written in poo on a loo cubicle in Bristol. Which, as I've said, is every political poster you've ever seen. It's effectively that. There's right, happy days in poo. Okay, here we go. Halfway down Retreat Lane, one of the roads that lead onto York University campus, there's a brick wall bearing a simple message. Ah, good. The sea. That's Jonathan. He's in Kanagawa in Japan. He will tweet the image. Thank you very much. Sorry, we will tweet the image. Gav.
In large white letters on the back of my neighbour's garage. Danny Zuko was a wimp. That's
Who would write?
That's from Glenn in Highbury.
The reason we like Random Graffiti is it just means you ask, what kind of mind?
Yeah, what led up to that?
What led up to that? And I love it as well when it just gives a glimpse into people's private jokes.
Yes.
It's a really good thing. Ashley, what you got for us?
Written on the pavement in Reading were the words, "Chin up, you could live in Slough."
Slough, of course. Chin up, you could live in Slough.
That's from Ben.
And
in Reading.
nicely on the pavement. Slough looking for a new name. We'll be playing that tomorrow. Faye in Tunbridge Wells. While decorating the bedroom in my new house, I stripped the wallpaper and found the sentence, "What was wrong with the original paper? I thought it was timeless." That is genius.
Radio
X.
First comes the squawking, and then the swarm. Surely flock. If you thought of hiding a cone of chips inside your jacket, if you think hiding a cone of chips inside your jacket could help you survive a pack of marauding seagulls, this is the times,
A
guys.
gang.
Their collective nouns are really
They're wrong.
They've got them all wrong.
They are, Ash. What is it? It's
I think it's a posse, isn't it?
no, it's
A parliament.
that's crows. That's a murder of crows.
It's a parliament of owls.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right, well, we weren't going to go down that route.
Great name for a band.
It's nice. What, the Parliament of Owls? They play prog rock. No, a mod band. Anyway, marauding seagulls.
Oh, yeah.
It's a flock of seagulls, anyway, we know that. As the number of attacks on people and pets by gulls has grown due to large numbers of the birds migrating to towns and cities. I just want to know, like pigeons, why did they move? And where were pigeons before?
Yeah. That's a good point.
Well, you say so they haven't always been in just London's Trafalgar Square. They
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
originated.
they didn't grow up as an urban animal.
No.
When did they learn? When did they become our parasite? I was only thinking the other day because I was discussing homing pigeons and I wanted to know the history of homing pigeons. Was I discussing this on air?
No.
Well, homing pigeons, right? So they can fly 1,000 miles to get home. How do they find out they could do that?
Yeah, because you've got to take it 1,000 miles away
Yes.
from home.
Whoever was the first person to send a homing pigeon really took a chance.
Well, it happened 3,000 years ago as the first incident, funny enough, of homing pigeons being used. But that means they've got to that point 3,000 years ago that it could go 1,000 miles.
And it would have taken a long time to travel that.
And do you know why I
1,000
suddenly
miles.
realised? Because only the ones that hung around humans got fed.
There you go.
It's designoid evolution. Homing pigeons are what they are because you know why? They were food.
Yeah.
That's why they look so tasty. and if you look at
I'll tell
homing
you, the Trafalgar Square ones don't.
They don't look tasty. They don't look tasty
They've got
at
a
all.
layer of carbon dust on them.
Solution, they're the ones we didn't fancy eating.
So now they thrive.
They just hung around. They won't even eat us.
Yeah.
We'll just hang around and eat their chicken.
Yeah.
Anyway, as the number of attacks on people and pets by gulls has grown due to this migration, Aberdeenshire Council produced a strategy to prevent people being terrorised by the pests. It comes after David Cameron called for a big conversation
Really?
about gulls. I want to sit down for that.
Yeah.
No, because last year, 2 dogs and a tortoise were killed by seagulls.
What?
Yeah, they killed 2 dogs.
In one incident?
No, it
Did they pick?
It doesn't say, Gav. Yeah, they shot them. Anyway, the councillors urged residents to mount spikes and nets on their rooftops. That should read crash helmets.
Yeah.
Anyway, what they're going to do is they're going to use hawks to get rid of them, like they use hawks here. There's a real danger, though. If you start getting the hawks out there, when we get a hawk problem.
Yeah, too many hawks. Then what do you need?
But it's like the old lady who swallowed a fly. You know, you get the spider.
Yeah.
And then what do you get to get rid of the hawks? Do we start airdropping cats in?
Or breeding winged lions.
I don't think you airdrop anything. I think you attach balloons to something larger. Because the thing is, like, it's surprising that more birds don't.
Good strategy,
planes.
actually. It is.
Birds don't fly into planes because they see a plane and think, "Oh God, I'm getting out of it."
Okay.
So if you attached balloons to a horse,
Yes.
then there'd be no problems. But Brighton would be full of just airborne horses.
Hyenas, balloon lifted hyenas.
Now someone's talking sense.
Okay, today's hero, Johnny, is a man called Nicholas Scotti of San Francisco.
Italian.
Yes, well, he hardly spoke English. He was from Italy, and he was living in America. And in 1977, he decided to fly back to Italy to see his extended family.
Hey, back to the old country.
So he was going to fly to Rome. He got on the plane in San Francisco, and the plane took a 1-hour fuel stop at Kennedy Airport in New York. And he thought he'd arrived in Rome, so he got off the plane.
Classic error.
He wandered around for 2 days.
We've all done it.
He'd been corresponding with his nephews by letter to figure out that they were going to come and pick him up, and he couldn't understand why they hadn't picked him up at the airport.
He must have asked someone,
in Rome.
Is this Italy?
Well, he kept seeing English signs on the streets and he couldn't recognise any of the famous Roman landmarks.
Yeah.
And he kept seeing a lot of English-speaking Americans everywhere, but he assumed in the time he'd been away from Italy that, as he put it, Americans just get everywhere. Okay. And that they'd put up loads of English signs just to help the tourists. It sounds
a bit unlikely here, but go on, Gav.
It does a bit. Anyway, so he asked a policeman in Italian how to get to the train station to find his nephews.
An Italian-American policeman replied.
From Naples. And he replied in perfect Italian.
Well, but Neapolitans don't generally speak Italian, but go on.
Okay, well, anyway, he spoke in the same dialect that Mr. Scotti
Did he?
had. Yes, he did. And so he just assumed, well, yes, I'm in Italy. Even though he was wearing an American policeman's uniform.
Was he going, buona?
In the end, they found he just wandered around on buses trying to find his nephews because he thought he was in Rome.
Yeah.
In the end, he ended up arguing with another policeman.
It's brilliant because he's in New York and he just will bump into loads of
Italian policeman,
just enough to keep it going.
He tried to ask another policeman how to find his way, and the other policeman wasn't Italian.
Okay.
And he lost his temper with him because how could you not speak Italian if you're if you're a policeman in Rome?
Yeah, man.
Eventually, the police took him back, explained what he'd done, took him back to the airport to send him back to San Francisco.
Yeah.
And even when they were taking him in a siren to catch the plane on time,
in a car with a siren,
he was saying, "See, look, this is how we drive in Italy. This must be Italy."
Yeah, right. What's his name?
Nicholas Scotti.
Nicholas Scotti. The Johnny Vaughan 4 till 7. Oh, Ashley's look, she's saluting along. She's got a headache, but she's joined in. Good girl. We salute you. Thank you very much indeed. That's Gav's hero for the day. Excellent, Gav.
Johnny Vaughan. Radio X.
Radio X.
This is the Johnny Vaughan 4 till 7 thing that has been described as a 3-hour waltz through the vomitarium. That's Vinny on the M1. And also 3 hours jibber jabber. Thank you very much for that indeed. I read in the papers 2 days ago, when was this, when you weren't feeling very well, actually, that and they all wound me up that you had a problem with the show.
Oh, really?
And I got really, yeah, you know, neurotic. I just got really like, oh, God, what have I done? What have I said? You know, because I say some things, don't I? I'm not saying, but sometimes it's misinterpreted, and sometimes people do find me really offensive. Mm-hmm. It's bad enough on air, but without that, without Ofcom breathing down my neck, you don't want to know. I wish someone from Ofcom would follow me around just to temper me in reality.
What, real life censorship?
Yes.
With one of those air horns.
It should be called off air, just off air, and they just monitor what people say off air.
That happened in Family Guy when the censors actually moved into the house and just blew an air horn every time he swore.
That's my whole point. I was saying that for.
No, you
I've got down on here, Family Guy, and you read it because you know I borrowed your box set. You're pathetic. petting. These are crafted links, you know. Anyway, Ashley, what were we discussing?
Doves.
Doves. Oh, no, Gav, that's what I was meant to go to. Ashley.
Yes.
Guess what celebrationary bird is causing havoc because so many are being let off at weddings?
Doves?
Yes, it is doves. So many people are choosing to have them at weddings.
Right.
Do you know what? You've left me nowhere to go now, Gav. I'm just...
What, are people doing it more and more? I didn't have doves at my wedding.
Yes, they're doing it.
You didn't have doves at your wedding?
No, I didn't.
No.
I had everything else. I'm trying to think, what would you have? I'm actually, you're not married. What are you going for there? What are you putting in the sky?
I think not in the sky, but bird-wise, I'd like swans.
What would they just glide past?
Just,
Or would you have them on land?
How many?
on
How many?
land.
It's a dozen. Whatever it is, it's a dozen.
It's a dozen. You've got to have a dozen.
Oh, really? I just wanted
Yeah.
two.
No, you've got to have a
But
dozen.
imagine if you thought it was going to be doves and you opened a basket and it was just a dozen rats came out.
Yeah, a dozen tarantulas.
Some joker, yeah.
A dozen wild boars.
Or if at someone's ruby, a dozen wild boars. Or if someone's ruby
Charging out
just
into the
comes to you,
church.
you're mad, and you got to keep them. You got to look after them. But someone's ruby wedding, which I think is like your 60th, isn't it? What's your 50th? Imagine that, and you've had doves at your wedding, but at your 50th they open it up and just some old pigeons look out.
and don't fly out.
Yeah, we're just 12 really manky looking
One of them goes,
crows.
"Here, mate, close it up, will
Yeah.
you?
Actually, close it up, will you?
Close it up, will you, mate? It's a bit cold in here."
I shouldn't wonder. Or they opened it up and just one massive rook just went, "Ah!"
Jackdaw.
That's a jackdaw. Anyway, so we were saying you've got to pick 12 things that fly, and they come out of each church has or place where you get married has a flight case. And everyone has a whip round and they open it up. They go, here comes whatever's going to fly. But we've now ruled in tree-dwelling creatures.
Yeah.
As well, they're in there. Gav, what are you seeing coming out of that? We've had a lot of people text in. What are you seeing?
Well, for me, the funniest would be just a dozen blue bottles or midges.
Midges.
Especially on a hot,
Really undramatic.
on a hot summer wedding. Yeah.
Gav, it's genius. And they just keep hovering above the bride all
stay
day.
by the
She's like,
bride,
just
yeah.
go. Just, why these midges? Just 12 of them. They're always
By the
there.
veil, yeah.
They follow her forever. Like in the Golden Compass, they become her demon. I've got one for you. They open it up, right? They open the lid, yeah?
Yeah.
There's just 12 bats upside down on the lid.
Just hanging.
Just hanging.
Not leaving.
Coming out.
Hungry baboons would be
And
good as well.
everyone sort of goes... What did you say? Hungry baboons?
Yeah, really hungry
Yeah,
baboons.
I wouldn't say it's really a tree dweller, but I'm going to rule it in because they can climb trees.
Because they'd be all over the catering straight away.
Someone has texted in to say 12 spider monkeys.
Yeah, that would be great.
Just going and ripping people's... Yeah, right. We've also had in, which I thought was great, just moths coming out.
moths.
Ewoks, very popular.
Yeah.
Penguins, dead parrots.
Holding pork scratchings.
A dozen Barry the dinosaurs simultaneously...
Barney. Barney the dinosaurs, yeah.
A dozen Barney... I was just thinking, who's Barry the dinosaur? A dozen Barney the dinosaurs simultaneously singing the Times Table.
I really want to see that.
I'd love to see that. I can't stand Barney. I really can't. I've really got... Do you know what? I hated Barney so much because my kids used to watch it. It got to the stage, you know the kids who hang out with Barney? I started hating one of them in particular.
One of them.
Yeah, just this one kid who's just
Was he-
annoying. No, he was just doing a bit of jazz hands. And he just... you wouldn't even notice him on that, but I'm about the 40th run, you go, I'm not that bloody kid. Oh, I hate that kid. Talking which, Gav, actually, you've had...
Oh, Forest of Dean, Caitlin tells us that the plural of wild boar is not wild boars, but wild boar. Thanks, Caitlin.
No, Caitlin, right? Can I just say, back off? Yeah? I say, Gav's a sensitive man. The last thing he needs is some smart-ass 12-y giving him grief. I'm only kidding, Caitlin. Keep giving him grief. I love it. Thank you very much, Caitlin. And indeed to all our younger listeners, it's really nice to... It's part of our, it'll be the class of 92, the academy system we're bringing through as listeners. That's how few there are.
Radio X.
Good headline. Disorientated sperm are key to unisex pill.
They made a pill for
It just gets disorientated. And it just gets lost.
confused.
But it's quite a weird thing I was just reading here. It says here, we think of it, the fertilisation process, like the Tour de France, where the riders in front are blocking the win for the actual winner. Fertilisation is a team sport, not an individual thing. But I was only thinking, we are all the product of the winner.
Yeah.
So really, we can all just go, yes!
Straight away.
Yeah, you are a winner.
You are the winner straight
If
away.
you're alive, you've beaten 3 billion competitors to get there, or something like that.
You've already won a race.
Yes.
Yeah. that your life depended
Your
on.
life depended. You wouldn't want, exactly. You wouldn't be you now. So you know, babies crying with Into the World. They should just come out and just go, yeah. You know, it's a big moment. But you can look at everyone on Earth. You can literally point at everyone on Earth and go, "There's another winner."
So there's a male pill now.
Winner. There's a male pill they're just bringing out. It's a unisex pill. It's particularly a male pill. But I have to ask Ashley. I'm not, because I know you're a good girl and everything. I'm not going to ask you in a sort of tawdry way. But if a guy said to you ever, I know you're in a steady relationship and all that, but just let's step outside all that.
Hypothetically.
If a guy ever said to you, I promise you, I swear to you, I'm on the pill. What do you think? You wouldn't, you know.
After he's had a couple of drinks.
Yeah, I mean, you go and belt and braces with that. That might well be, but let's take other precautions. Gav?
Will they do a morning after pill for men?
Well, that's a brilliant one. What, in the morning? What, when you want to get out?
Would anyone fall for that?
When you want to get out of there, double
I better
live.
get home.
Yeah, right. Listen, love. I've got to go because you know if I don't get home and take that pill, I don't end up in the club. You don't want to end up in the club. Exactly right. Great lies.
Radio
X.
Johnny Vaughan. Radio X.
It's 1818. Whoa! 3, 2, 1818.
Yes, the triple 18s.
It's not a big one. It's like the Europa Cup.
Okay.
It's not 18, 19, 20. It's not one of those. It's not, but we like it.
We do.
I was 18. Now we're not going to ask you where you were. We've already won that one.
No.
And it always calms down a bit after that.
Yeah. Once you've done one.
Once you've done
18,
one. Okay,
18,
listen,
18.
guys. We're doing Never Not Funny.
Okay.
Never Not Funny. I promised you this last week. Glenn, can you think of... Sorry, Ashley, can you think... I keep thinking Glenn was there because she was here. Guys, sorry, because he was here last week. But Ashley, can you think of any good Never Not Funnies? Things that are never not funny?
Yeah, there's something I like to do with if ever I'm like in a public bathroom and a friend of mine goes into like a cubicle so they can no longer see me.
Well, you all do in your loos.
Yeah, absolutely. Then what I do is I sort of say, "Oh, you never told me what happened like last night," and get them to start a long anecdote, and then I just leave. And then anyone else who goes into the bathroom hears a monologue. They're insane.
It's lovely.
Brilliant.
Do you know what? It's. I never knew girls did that sort of thing. I thought it was just a sort of bloke thing.
Yeah.
No, hey, us girls can be right scamps.
You really can, can't you? God, you're a naughty girl. What have you got there, Gav?
Switching off the light while someone is in the toilet.
It's never not funny.
That's never not funny.
It's also very good to remove loo roll.
Yes.
So you get your mate go, "Hey, phony!" And then they go, "Just leave it outside the door." And then you just see the door open a fraction and just that hand just go... Never not funny. Never not funny. We sang that jingle then.
Yeah, they'll never guess.
That wasn't pre-recorded. Gav, can I say to you, when I'm singing, can you join in, lads?
I did join in.
I did.
You're just perfectly in tune with me. Okay,
Yes.
let's try it again and move away from the microphone. You ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Never not funny. Never not funny. Better. I think that needs a bit of work, lads. Okay, here we go. I thought of something that's never not funny.
Go on.
Before I go to yours on text, which has been excellent, braking in a car just when your passenger's just about to sip their coffee.
That's a great one.
It's a great one. It's hilarious.
Oh, that's also like pulling away slightly when they're about to get in the car.
Yeah, that's a classic.
That's
When they're just
never
having
not
a pee
funny.
by the side of the road. It's a classic. And here's another one up that's really good. As soon as someone leaves their computer for a second, you quickly sign them up to quite a hardcore dating site.
Yep, that sounds good.
Yeah. People having huge arguments after nights out. Like outside a nightclub.
Oh, it's never not
Oh,
funny.
yeah.
Okay, no, it's gone now. It's a sad day because it was never not funny. Whenever you had an office party in the sort of era when mobile phones weren't so prevalent, so you're going back about 20 years, you always used to get a guy in the bar by the call box just going, "She's not bloody home. She's not there.
Or the guy
Where are you?" Just calling home and she's obviously seeing someone. Go
Or
on.
the guy I heard after closing time outside my local pub on his phone, pacing back and forth, saying, "Okay, no, fine. So what? So I'm now 100% single. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. So I'm 100% single.
100% single.
Okay,
Yeah?
let's see what you sent in. Never not funny. When looking after someone's house whilst away, away and boiling their eggs and putting them back. Jason in Manchester, we admire you.
That's brilliant.
That's bang on. That's good, is that?
I got one of my favourites. This is from Mike. He says, never not funny, seeing a dog with its head out of the window of a car.
That's
never not funny.
Especially if it's got a big old tongue that's going out.
Lolling, yeah.
Do you know what the weird thing is? When I was a kid, I used to get car sick. And I used to put my head out the car window. No, but because my mum was worried about me I was only like 4 or 5. Because my mum, so our dog had his head out one window. I had my head out the other. My sister was in the middle. But because my mum was worried about me getting grit in my eyes, I had to wear her sunglasses. It's like it's really 70s and massive. So it's like this little ant boy. Anyway, here's another one for you. Chili shots hidden amongst the innocuous tequila shots.
Yeah.
Genius, Gav.
That's good. Locking the back door when someone's nipped to the bins. That's from Helen, Rory and Isla. That's brilliant.
Someone's just put here, just dogs on laminate floors.
That was from Barney.
Never not
brilliant.
funny. A cat getting stuck in a box. Just always good. Never not funny. Pretending to throw a ball for a dog that never learns you don't actually have a ball.
That's brilliant, that one.
Genius, especially those ones that really go into the hedges to look.
Yeah, and then they come out back at you, back and forth.
They come out looking like, I have failed. So never not funny. My father-in-law has a wireless printer in his office. When we pop round the in-laws and he's working in the office, we print rude pictures from the kitchen and wait for the, oh, for God's sake. That's from Adam in Walthamstow. Thank you so much, Adam. That's the winning Never Not Funny for today.
X.
Thank you very much for listening to the Johnny Vaughan 4 till 7 Thing podcast. It's a show that's been described as...
it's like listening to the X moaning. And then it says, this is from a person called Deflated from Sittingbourne.
Yeah.
It's all Si's fault. I hate him.
Yeah, we've had so much hatred for Little Si.
So much hatred.
He's high on hate right now.
He is.
Anyway, listen, I'm glad you enjoyed it. And Gav, you kind of must have been lame, you know that.
No, you can.
You can't.
You can.